Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the center of the God's own state political storm. Usually when politicians argue, it's about who stole what. But in Abia State, the conversation has taken a hilarious, almost surreal turn. We are currently witnessing a battle between the old guard and the new school over the definition of civil engineering. The controversy started when former governor and current senator Orji Uzor Kalu, OUK, took to the airwaves with a stinging critique of Governor Alex Otti's administration. Kalu claimed that the current governor is essentially a glorified painter. According to him, the gleaming new roads we see in Aba and Umuahia are simply old roads built during his tenure, 1999 to 2007, that Otti has merely washed and repainted with fresh asphalt to deceive the public. Let's analyze this wahala with some cold, hard facts. If Governor Otti is indeed a painter, then he must be using the most expensive, structural, and life-changing paint in the history of West Africa. Take the Port Harcourt Road Aba, for example. For over 20 years, this 6.7-kilometer stretch was not just a bad road, it was a biological hazard. It was an ecosystem of swamps, abandoned vehicles, and failed dreams. Businesses that once made Aba the Taiwan of Africa folded because customers couldn't reach them. When Otti took over, he didn't just bring a brush, he brought Julius Berger. They didn't just paint, they excavated, installed massive underground drainage systems to tackle the perennial flooding, and expanded the road into a massive 6-lane highway. To call a 6-lane expansion with heavy-duty stone base painting is like calling a skyscraper a renovated tent. Then we have the Ohanku Road. This road was historically famous for being the graveyard of many political promises. For decades, it was a narrow, muddy track where residents had to wear rain boots year-round. Today, it has been fully reconstructed with concrete drains and solar-powered streetlights. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, who is from the opposition party APC, even visited and marveled at the quality of work. The psychological gist here is fascinating. The previous administrations are clearly rattled. For 24 years, the narrative was that Abia had no money, that the terrain was too difficult, or that the federal government was responsible for the decay. Now, within less than 2 years, the painter is finishing projects they couldn't even start. By calling him a painter, they are trying to minimize his achievements, but the irony is that the people of Abia are effectively saying, if this is what painting looks like, please paint the whole state. The truth is, the painter label has backfired. It has only served to highlight the stark difference between the current administration's speed of execution and the decades of stagnation that preceded it. I believe that seeing is believing. Instead of listening to political heavyweights argue over English vocabulary, why don't we look at the structural evidence? The verdict from the streets of Aba is clear. Whether it's painting or construction, the commuters are no longer getting stuck in the mud. The political Goliaths may have their opinions, but the Davids driving taxis and keke napeps are enjoying the smoothest ride they've had in a generation.
So, if you compare now and before, see what in this man they talk, they say,
flyover, battery.
Nobody was telling making the build all these things. So
Abia go, Lord, we give you glory. Now before you know the story. Check and balance, difference is amazing. But the man akwa baby sakaranesi. Kaila wabi,